Hello, 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 and welcome. Hello. All right, let me see who is in the chat. Geez, Louise. Okay, wait a second. Let me get to this chat. I'm trying to Simply Taisha told me how to pop out a chat, pop something out. So I'm trying to do that. Let me see. Simply Taisha, if I can get it together. Oh man, I don't see how I can do that. I was trying to put it on top of this situation. Geez, Louise, my lighting is not that good. All right, let's see. Who do we have up in the chat? Who do we have up in the chat? Now I'm gonna refresh. Let me see if the chat's gonna disappear. Joe, I see you. Oh my gosh, Joe. Geez, Louise. I said if she comes on this live tonight, I might end up in tears. Geez, Louise. Okay, let's see. Who do we have in the chat? We have Lakeisha. Lakeisha, how are you? I'm trying to see those little things that you guys have where they put the symbols next to your name. I'm trying to find those. Like, where are those? We got Mail to the B. How are you? Hi, Dee Divas and Dudes. She says, Happy Friday. We got Cookie. Hi, Cookie. How are you? We have Simply Taisha. How are you, Simply Taisha? We have Felicia Marie B. How are you? How are you? We have Bellflower. How are you? How are you, Nicole? We have oh, Mel, thank you. She says, would everyone be so kind as to hit the like button on your way in? Thank you all. And then of course I saw Joe. Hi, Joe. Oh my gosh, I watched your video and I was in tears today. That's so me. Oh, we have our friend CDXX back. Oh, okay. Pammy Whammy, how are you? Are you doing okay? How are you? Are you at home? Are you at home laid up, Pam? Tell us about it. Hope everyone had a good day. Thank you. Thank you. Let's see. Don't get me crying again. I'm just wiping tears of joy reading Paul's comment on my video. Oh, I hope Paul comes in here tonight. That video is a tearjerker. I mean, I guess remembering from the video about you being outside. Okay, I'm not going to say a whole lot because I will be in tears. I love that. We can see the rankings. Lakeisha took the crown early. Okay, let me go over and see. Oh wait, I'm seeing myself live. Okay, wait. I'm gonna go to the chat. It says restore the chat. Oh, I see the crowns. Oh my gosh. So we have Lakeisha. We have Cookie is number 2. Mail to the beat. Mighty Mail. What is going on? And then we have Gabe. Hey Gabe. Gabe is number 3. Wait, okay, wait. How is Gabe number 3 and CDXX? Are they the same people? I'm so confused. Jeez, Louise. I'm seeing myself in real time on camera. Okay, let me see. I'm trying to see. Okay, wait a minute. Hi, Evelyn Warren. How are you? I love Evelyn Warren. Evelyn Warren. I love that name. I had a student who name is Evelyn, and I loved her. Okay, wait a second. I'm gonna refresh. Let's refresh and see what happens. I hope it doesn't log us out. Can you see me? Can you hear me? Can you see me? Oh my God. Okay, look, I think I got some better light up in here. Jeez, Louise. Okay. So I cannot get that screen to pop up on. I'm looking at myself online. I look so up close. Okay, let me dismiss this. Okay, I don't know what I'm doing, guys. I'm so delayed. Okay. All right. We're back to what really matters. What's going on in this chat? Okay. So let me see. I saw Pammy. Okay. Wait. Mel says we can see the rankings. And then she said Lakeisha took the crown. Okay. Okay. Gabe, you said, let me change my name for y'all. Okay. All right. I was going to say that had me a little confused. All right. I'm 2 days post-op from hernia surgery, and I had a panilectomy, and oh my gosh, lifting of the chunky monkey. Okay, some of these words are risque kind of words we can't say, so I'm gonna skip over those. I heard people were getting, what do you call that? People were getting their comments held and all that. You're at Cedars Hospital, but you're going home in the morning. Well, thanks for joining us. Oh my goodness. Oh, I hope you could get a good night's sleep there. All right. Okay. Yeah, that was adorable, Joe. All right. Evelyn says she's 1 month on Zepbound and your first time live. Yay. Let's give you some confetti. Your first time on a live, or I don't know, on a live or on this live. All right, Evelyn. Good job. Good job. So if you want to tell us anything about how you're doing, that would be great. We would love to hear it. You hear that? Let me turn my notifications off. Okay. All right. So, okay. Who else do we have in the chat? I'm just trying to make sure I get everybody. I'm so impressed, Pam says, how fast I'm recovering, and I give God all the glory. So my prayers has helped me through this. Very good. Good for you. I've been following you on Instagram to see that. I was like, oh my goodness, ma'am. I think you're gonna be okay. I think you're gonna be just fine. Sounds like you already are if you're leaving in the morning. Oh, Pam, we're wishing you a speedy recovery. Yes, ma'am. You did change your name. Okay, good. Pam, I have a hernia surgery coming up soon. I hope I'm up and online 2 days post-op like you. Yes. So prayers going out to you, Cookie. Oh my goodness. Geez, Louise. It's so funny how many people you have something in common with and you wouldn't even know it. Oh, I logged out on purpose. I was trying to see what was going on in that chat, and I was trying to see if I could pop it up on the top. I was trying not to delete myself out. Oh my gosh. Things are delayed. I was just wondering if refreshing would help, and it did not. It's still a little delayed, but you guys probably can't tell. I am laid up in bed, but I went walking and they just brought my dinner. Okay, do tell. What's in the hospital for dinner tonight? What are you having? You're going to try to walk 5 times. Oh, you have to walk 5 times a day. Okay, very good. Very good. Oh, you guys said, oh, Dee, you look fabulous. Thank you. I appreciate that. Yes, I'm back. Okay, we have Jamie's in the house. She says, good evening to all. Hey, Jamie, cute pig. I love your curls. I'm going to get some curls here coming up soon. Hey, Teddy, Empowered Wellness by Teddy D. Hello. I was watching some of your videos today, too. You guys are doing a great job. I think you're down like 50-something pounds. Geez, Louise. Cookie, I did lots of squats and planks before your surgery. You increased your protein and your collagen. That helped. The surgeon said I had good abs. And I'm adding Javine wound healer to your water. Okay. All right. Very good. All right. You said the delay is normal. Yeah. You always talk about a delay, and I don't always experience the delay. So, yeah. So that's pretty cool. I was trying to maneuver that other chat, Taisha. I was like, I'm going to see if I can figure this out on my own. It's not the time to do it live, I know. But I don't know. I don't know if you could do it if you don't have people in the StreamYard with you. So I'm not sure. So your tip for the hospital, Pam, is to bring your favorite protein drinks and water packets and even the good snacks, because the hospital gives you fattening food. Oh, yes, indeed. I figured that. All right, let's listen to what Evelyn has to say, and then we're going to start our topic. So Evelyn says, I'm doing well with no side effects so far. I just increased my dose to 5.0. The only side effect is that I pay out of pocket. You are 9 pounds down in 1 month. Very good. Good job. All right. Let's see. All right, so wait a minute. Let's give Evelyn some confetti. She's like a Zepbound newbie. We love that. All right. Congratulations. You're doing an awesome job. Keep up the good work and hang in there. I would say hang in there even when things slow down for you. Still hang in there. All right. So, Dee, I just found out that the rankings are P, experience points. You earn points during a live stream for actions such as lots of chatting. Thanks. All right, I didn't know that, but let me say thank you, Mel. Thank you for the super chat. Okay, very good. I saw that on somebody's live, and I was like, what is up with these crowns? Are they trying to take the name I gave King Darium? Jeez, Louise. Okay, let's give Mel a thank you. Thank you, Mel, with the beautiful mighty Mel with the beautiful. Saying mighty Mel is not just as effective as saying mighty Mel with the Eminem to it. You got to put that umph on it. All right, but I named her Eminem, so you could call her meticulous Mel. You could call her marvelous Mel. I just like mighty because it's like her personality. She's strong in whatever she thinks and how she feels, and I love that. You said Mel running up them coins. Yeah, Mel is. We should have gave her that title too. She does run up those coins. All right, so let's talk about this losing weight on a GLP-1. Here's how it's secretly changing your relationship. So I'm going to tell you what the research says, but I want you guys to tell me what you think. So think about your relationships. Now, on Fridays, we like to talk about the relationship of it all, like an intimate relationship, but this could be any relationship. So I want you guys to tell me in the chat, what's something about your relationships you noticed that has changed since you started your GLP-1? Harjareen coming in with the new profile pic. Hello, look at that. Oh my goodness. I love that. I love how you have your name on there. Amazing. Super cute. I love it. All right, all right. Harjareen, I feel like you're like all about your business. You're like you stand on business in that. You're standing on business in that profile pic. Love it. All right. So what has changed about your relationship? Some more active listening. Anything since you've been losing weight? You know, I think I shared with you guys before, one of my friendships has taken a nosedive, and I think it's partly because I'm on this medication. Like, and I think it's a her problem and not a me problem. Because, but we're going to talk about this because I always wonder, I know when you lose weight, people say you change, but sometimes I think it's both. Sometimes I think you change because, right, what are some ways you notice that you change? Let's even talk about that. So first thing I want to know is, how has your relationships changed? Have people treated you differently? It could be good, bad, indifferent, however you've noticed it. And then I wanted you to also add, did you change or did they change? Okay, so what do you think? And I'm going to say, for my situation, I think we both changed. But as far as being in a positive or a negative way, I would say my change was not negative. My change was positive, and I'll explain that more. I don't want to influence what you guys are saying. But okay, mighty Mel indeed. Okay, okay. Mel says you guys need to do some more active listening. Oh, hard to read. Everybody loves your profile pic. So Taisha says, I'm a lot happier and in a much better place mentally. Okay. So do you think, Taisha, because you're in a better place, that is what in turn has made your relationships happier? Are you connecting it to that? I'm so much more in love with everyone. And I love that. Why do you think that is, Joe? Why do you think that is? Because I have a reason why, but I want to know what you think. My husband, Harjareen, well, I guess so. He's standing on business. So are you. My husband's all over me. TIM. Or maybe it's TMI. But you said probably, but it's the truth. Okay, I love that. I love that. So do you feel sexier? Do you feel like you're more appealing? Like, what do you think it is? What do you think it is? Along with the weight loss. Are you much more confident? Jen said, Jen, how are you? She says, I haven't seen or heard from your fat friends very much. Jen, where have you been? Jen, geez, Louise, your fat friends. What are your fat friends up to? I love a good fat friend because I think I'm one of them. I can't believe Bellflower says, I have definitely changed. I'm disconnected from a lot of nonsense, which was positive for me. Well, I love that. I'm going to give you some confetti for that because I'm doing the same thing. I'm disconnecting from the nonsense, right? We got to disconnect from the nonsense. We got to follow your lead. Okay, that deserves 2 things of confetti. We love that. Okay, she says she disconnected from the nonsense. I can hear you saying that too. Marjorie, no one has said anything to me when I think about it. Crickets. Okay, very good. So nobody has mentioned your weight loss. I wonder why that is, because sometimes I know people say, sometimes people handle saying things about a weight loss like they do about a woman being pregnant. You never say, are you pregnant, right? So you don't mention it until it's so obvious. You just can't mention it. But I know a friend of mine, and he's lost a ton of weight. Like he is like half of himself, literally half of himself. And everybody knows he did something, and what I say was as far as weight loss, but nobody is ever asking him what it is. It's almost like it's the elephant in the room type of thing. Everybody wants to know, but nobody wants to ask. So that's the thing. So I think that, a lot of times you change, but people do change also. I don't really hang out with many people either. So that's helpful, right? So they can't judge even if they wanted to. Margarine is a stone cold hottie and her husband can't help himself. Yes, that sounds like that. It's a good problem to have, right? That your husband's even more attracted. One thing has changed is my cooking. Everyone, that's a great angle to come from. Everyone is getting their protein and their fiber in. Geez, Louise, Felicia, you got it going on over there with the protein and the fiber of it all. I love that. Feels more comfortable, and you're happy you changed. Okay, very good. I think that's great. For me, I'm just so happy to be alive, and I want to embrace everyone who I've not been able to. So are people treating you differently, Joe? Do you feel a different vibe from people because now you're up and mobile? Like, how do people feel about that? And are there any haters out there, Joe? Are there any haters? Definitely happier, says Pammy, and feeling good. And yes, my friends who were bigger seem to be your bigger friends are staying away. Well, geez, Louise, and you said I hate that. So have you reached out to them? Like, this is interesting to me. Do tell. All right, so you and Jen, I don't want to say the fat friends, but Jen said it. The fat friends, Jen said, are staying away. Geez, Louise. Oh man. You said you don't know Jen. There you keep trying to hang out and they won't commit. Well, you probably remind them of what they haven't done healthy for themselves. I'm going to just flat out say that. I think that's what it is. And my skinny friends are skinny shaming me. I can't win. You've said that a while back. So they were asking you, like, how much more weight you want to lose? I always say, you always want what you can't have. And then when people see you need to lose weight, they'll say, oh, you look good. They start telling you how good you look. And then when you get to a weight that they think is too low, then they start saying, oh, how much weight are you going to lose? Do you want to lose any more weight? Why do you want to lose weight? Yeah, it's like we can't win, Jen. I agree. Yes, I've changed. I'm more clear and focused, including being clear on what I want and unapologetically pouring out as much into me as I do others. Well, that is a great, great aha moment there. Pouring more into yourself, like and having expectations of yourself like you do others. I think that is great, Mel. I think that's great. Very good. I love that. Teddy says nothing currently because I'm single, but I was married in the past, and when I lost my partner, when I lost weight, my partner told me they were no longer attracted to you because you lost weight. Wow, really? I've heard people saying this though. So, okay. So did you get a divorce? Are you divorced because of that? Jeez, Louise. They were no longer attracted to you when you lost weight. And I guess that is a thing. If somebody liked you as your size and then now you're no longer that size. So that could go both ways. I guess we always think. So I'm glad you put this comment out here because I guess we always think that when you lose weight, it's going to make things better. But sometimes it makes things worse. Teddy, thank you for sharing that. That makes me sad though. More specifically, just being in different places in our lives. So there is no real connection anymore. Yes, yes, yes. And this is the funny thing. I had a friend who once before, I remember when I lost weight, she was gaining weight, right? And she was always smaller than me. But then it was at one point I lost weight and she was gaining weight. And whenever I would talk about like food or what I was eating or going to the gym or, I used to go to like a boot camp, going to that boot camp, she would be like, that's all you want to talk about. And really it wasn't. I just like mentioned it. You would think I would be talking about it every 5 minutes, but she didn't want to talk about it because she wasn't doing it. Well, now fast forward, she's lost more weight than me, and she does what she didn't like me doing at the time. She talks about, her weight and what she's eating and how she's not eating and this and that. And it's just so funny. Like now that it's, because when you're losing weight on a weight loss journey, that's why these communities are so important. A lot of people can't relate to what you're going through. So it's nice to come here where it's like-minded people, right? And that's why, we enjoy being in here, right? Because we can relate to each other on some level, even if we're not at the same place in our journey. We either been there, done that, or we're gonna be there doing that. And so it's unfortunate, but a lot of times people aren't ready for your weight loss. They're just not. And I do think that we change, but I think that people change too. I think that people want us to stay the same. And how are we changing? We're more confident. We're feeling more energetic. We might want to be out and about doing more things. So there's a reason for those changes. And all the time people aren't ready. And I say to that, take people on the journey that are ready to go with you. And those that aren't, they'll come along when they're ready or they won't. I mean, it is what it is. They'll either come along when they're ready or they won't. So thanks, Taisha, for starting us off with that. Let's see. I scrolled past her comment. That's why I said that. I love this comment. I think that is so true. Jen F, the same here. My best friend is close to 300 pounds. I was always 10 to 20 pounds heavier than her, and now she won't hang out. She always has an excuse. Well, that's about her. You realize that's about her. You made the change and you did something healthy with, for yourself. And she probably just feels not very good about herself because you made that change. And so she probably is saying you changed, and you're healthier, you're stronger, your mental clarity is there. You have you probably have, time to be active, and you're at Disney and you're doing here and doing that. And I see a lot of your activities don't always involve food either. And so for her, she probably is still in that same place. So you guys aren't gelling right now because her mindset is in a totally different place. And I don't know that you're going to be able to gel until she gets there. She's going to have to either accept you for how you are and move on from there, or she's going to keep avoiding you and she's never going to get there. And I hate to see that happen with besties. Jeez, Louise. That's why communication is so key. This has been my theme for the last couple of days. I think when you're feeling a certain kind of way, you kind of have to let people know about it, right? So they can fix it or change it. So have you thought about talking to your BFF about this, or have you? I don't know. Maybe you have. Pam. Pam says, I keep asking her to come over or do things. Now I know she has been grieving her mom for 2 years now. She checked on me before surgery and after, but wasn't committed to go meet up. Yeah, I'm sure she's probably feeling like that. Let's see. Okay. What are you guys saying? I scrolled down way too long. Let me see. Okay, I saw that. So Jen is saying the same thing. She keeps trying to hang out and they won't commit. Am I skinny for? I saw that. Okay, I went down way up too far. Sorry. Okay, all right, here we go. I've no haters or haven't seen them yet. Ha ha ha. Everyone just looks stunned when they see me now, especially when I can stand on my own and give them a cuddle. Oh, I want to be your friend. Oh, well, I am your friend. Oh, your virtual friend. I love this. Very good. Geez, Louise, I love that. I don't know, people don't know your story, Joe, but geez, Louise, this is just a tearjerker for me. I mean, just to see you get up, because I remember you felt like you were stuck in your house. You said you were stuck in your house because you were not mobile. So when I say Mounjaro has changed your life, it literally has changed your life, saved your life, saved your life. You're a testimony that Mounjaro, and a lot of us can say, like, if I was going on this course, I don't know what would have happened, but you can actually say for sure that Mounjaro has just saved your life. I think that's excellent, excellent. So I'm glad you don't have any haters. You don't need any haters. You just need some support. Jen says, sorry, I'm old. Fat used to be acceptable. I don't get offended by fat. You know, some people do. I don't. I'm one of those people that don't. But if people are offended, sorry. Sorry. Pam says, I keep asking her to come over to do things. Okay, I read that. Sorry. Exactly, because when we were yo-yo cycling together and falling off and doing the same song and dance, it was all good. Um, that's so it reminds me of that song. You used to be my homie, used to be my ace. Now I want to slap the taste out your mouth. I don't know why that came in my head. Don't mess with Ice Cube, my boy Ice Cube. She says, now that I cut the yo-yo strings, yeah, I'm not that girl anymore. But that's so you stand corrected because you are that girl. You're just not the girl for them. Geez, Louise, that is so disappointing. Why can't we just support each other? Oh, Teddy, sounds like you lost some unwanted weight. Yeah, you, sir, are very handsome in all caps, in all the ways. All right, all right. Now break it down for Teddy. Yep, it was one of the reasons for the divorce. Oh, man, I'm sorry. Okay, all right. I think they can get insecure and think we find another person to love. Yes, I think that the insecurity is a huge thing. Um, Cookie says, I'm definitely more engaging now. Heck, I even started chatting in these lives because I have FOMO. We're gonna give you some confetti because you came and started chatting in the lives. I love it. I love it. Very good. We appreciate you and your comments too. Oh, hey, Jamie. You said I've had to try to find things to do with people in my life. Social interactions so often revolved around food. So I constantly suggest activities or walks instead. Drive some people crazy. LOL. Very good. I know. I know. So you have changed because, I've heard that a lot. People say, I haven't changed. They've changed. We have changed. I think we got to admit that. Have we changed our heart? No. But have we changed our habits? Yes. And when you change your habits and you have, and even not your habits, also you're more confident, right? So before, if you were to walk in the room, let me do some role playing. So before, if you were to walk in the room like, hey everybody, how's it going? What's up? All right, so that was you before the weight loss. So now you're feeling yourself. Remember, look at my post today, feeling myself, feeling myself. So now you're walking in. I'm pretending like I'm Jen. I'm that girl. Or wait, I'm Bellflower. I'm that girl. And I'm like, hey, what's up? How y'all doing? What's up? Can we get some karaoke? Taisha, what's our karaoke song? And the people are like, what's up with her? Like they think you changed and you have that confidence. You got that swag. You probably don't even know you have swag, but you got that swag. You got that I look good swag going on. You probably don't know you're that confident. It's coming off and everybody is not feeling that, right? Because I think what Pammy said is true. People are feeling insecure because they're not that, right? They see themselves, they wish they could be where you are. So I think you are different. Also, your energy level is up. You might have, instead of wearing those flats, you might be wearing heels. Instead of wearing, those saggy jeans, you might be wearing jeans with a belt. If you're a guy, you're wearing those jeans, you got that belt. We see your belly is flatter. You just got it going on. If you're Paul, you're buttoning up that shirt now that you couldn't button up 8 years ago. You thought I forgot about that, Paul? I did not. So you got all that stuff going on, and people are intimidated by that. And also, I think us being, bigger, we made people feel more confident in themselves because maybe they stood out before you stood out. Do you know what I'm saying? If they're the ones who was getting all the attention and people were looking at them or whatever, and now you're getting attention too, that can also be intimidating for some friends. So, but wouldn't I like to have that problem Margarine has? Like her husband's all over her. So I say if somebody is making you feel insecure about your relationship, you just got to give that relationship a break. They'll come around. And I say, but I say have the conversation. I would sit them down and talk about it. I've tried to do that with my person. Of course, they said nothing was wrong. So then there's nothing for me to do, but just give it time, But in the meantime, I'm saying to the left, everything you own in a box to the left. I'll crack myself up sometimes. Jeez, Louise. Okay, you said, I think my closest friend might get tired of me talking about all the info about food and exercise and GLP-1. And she did tell me her doctor won't prescribe it. Oh, so she really is in a bad place. Well, I would say, now I'm going to be play the devil's advocate here, Pam, and say you got to meet her halfway and maybe scale back on talking about that. I think that's what you have to do, because I can see how she would be feeling insecure about that. And, that's just me. Now, I'm told I give people too much grace. But I will say she's not ready. So she's not in the same place, especially because she can't get it. So I told you, see, she wanted to get it. She wants to do what you're doing, but she doesn't have the access right now. So when she catches up with you with that access and she starts losing and you could guide her through it, she's going to want to hear all about the stuff she's not trying to hear now. She's going to hear she's going to want to know about that food info. She's going to want to know about the exercise and the GLP-1. Right now, she can't get it, so she doesn't want to hear about it. And I can understand that. Norma, how are you? How are you? Good evening. Thank you for joining the chat. Joe says, that is so true, Cookie. It's lovely to hear you and to be heard. It is. It is. I love that. Preach, Shay. Yes, yes, yes. Thanks, Paul. Paul is in the house. You didn't know I saw you up in there. I had to bring up that shirt example. Hey, Jamie, that's too bad, Teddy, but it sounds like you will be better off. It does. I hate to say that, but yeah, people have to accept you for who you are, or it's just never going to work out. It just really isn't. All right, people love that Cookie is up in this chat. Kim J, Sweet Healthy Life. She says, hello, Dee Dee and chat. Dee Dee, you are so right. Yeah, it's unfortunate. Hey, Joe, our beautiful ray of sunshine. Isn't she such a beautiful ray of sunshine? I love that too. You said, I need to have the deep conversation. Yes. So I always just get, my mind is a little differently thinking, but Pam, what have you been waiting for? If this is your best friend, why haven't you talked to her before now? I really would love to know that if you want to tell me. If not, I'm okay with that too. But I think you have to have the conversation, because you got to let her know how you feel. And I also do think you have to meet her halfway. And I think we have to admit that we've changed, but we've changed in a good way. And this is saying all things are equal, that you're, being nice and, all of that. You're not like braggadocious about what you're doing. But I think that, we have to say, yeah, we're changing for the better, and maybe help her along. Even though she doesn't have the GLP-1, could you help her get started? Is she willing to start something even without the GLP-1? Yeah, I just wondered that. Hold up, wait a minute. I wish I could play that song. I love that. I love to say that. Taisha, thank you for the super chat. She says, I can't stress enough just how much I love this community. Such a safe space. Yes, yes, yes. And I appreciate that too. And, if we say things, you can always give your friend the video of where we're talking about this, if that would help you start the discussion out. I don't know. Some people might be offended by that. I don't know. But yeah, I just think it's important to have the conversation, and it sounds like a friendship that could get back on track. I have hope for that. So Taisha, thank you. Okay, so I'm gonna go back over here, guys, because I want to see. I am so fascinated by these crowns. I want to see who got the crown, who got the number one, who's in the number one spot. Oh, we got Lakeisha is still hanging in there. Wait, well, okay, wait. I went to the very top. Okay, wait. Let me see. I'm seeing number one. Who's number? Taisha probably is number one now. I don't see a number one. Wait. Okay, wait. The mighty male, of course, mighty male. The mighty male is okay. Let's see. Okay, the male to the B. I don't see who's number two. And then I see number 3 is Journey. Journey of Life is always 1 or 2 when she goes in the chat. Okay, so I think Taisha is 1 now, isn't she? Then Mel. That's just so fascinating to me because I think those crowns are so cute. Okay, I get off track here. Okay, let me go back and find my place. I had to scroll it down. Okay. All right. I'm so sorry, guys. I'm so distracted, but I got to do this. Bam. Marjorie, you're standing on business. I love this. I love this profile pic. I got to keep going back to that profile pic. It's giving me life today. It really is. Okay, where did I leave off? Did Jen say something else? Oh, Jen. Jen is funny. Okay, let me see. That was Teddy. Okay, Cookie. Okay, Kim came up in the chat. Paul. Okay, I left off on Pam. Pammy. Okay, all right. All right. Dee Dee, we are friends for life. Yes. And then we got that birthday connection. Bam, birthday connection. Of course we are. Joe's like, oh, we are friends forever. We're like Velcro. We're going to be like Velcro, Joe. She said, Joe, y'all are built differently in the UK, perhaps. Are you talking about like the fat comment about not using the word fat? Do you guys use the word fat in the UK? I said, I'm probably that fat friend. Janice. Jeez, Louise, you know, I am so confident in what I got going on that it's kind of hard to hurt my feelings like that. Like, you know, you call me fat, okay, you know. I always say if somebody call me fat, well, I'm not gonna say this because there might be some folks in here. It's a saying I have if I've ever heard that, but nobody really has ever called me fat to my face. So but it's a saying that I have when somebody calls me fat. Sorry, I think about it. You'll have to email me if you want to know what it is. Oh, geez, Louise. Okay, all right. Look at wait. What is Norma's? I think I can't see when it's so little, but now that you're live, I'm trying to see what your thing says. Geez, I need my other glasses, Norma. Can anybody tell me what does her profile say? I can see some of the words. Some it's chase something, chase down something, chase something person. I want to see that. I think that's cool. I'm so into the profile pics of it all. I'm gonna have to check out your video and see what all this sobbing talk is all about. Yes, it's her last video, her latest put out. Yes, you have to watch her interview though. Watch her interview that she did on my channel to know, get a background on the story. But it is a tear jerker. In the UK, they show hate when you're not present. Okay, well, I think they do here in the States too. I think that's a global phenomenon. Something like a phenomenon. I think that's just it is what it is. Yeah, the Ice Cube song. You guys didn't know I knew about that Ice Cube. Wait, was it Dre Day by Snoop and Dr. Dre? Look at you guys. I don't know. I don't know which one it was. What wait a minute. Dre didn't say used to be my homie, used to be my ace. Now I want to slap the taste out your mouth. That's not what I was thinking of though. I sang the wrong song. What's that song say he said something when he was something. Gosh, one of my guy friends sings this song all the time. It goes something. I'll think of it. I might have to text him and say, "What's that song we always sing?" I'm gonna text him. He always sings. I don't always sing it, but it's about how first you didn't like him, now you do, right? That kind of song. I got to figure out what it is. Me and Ice Cube are not friends at the moment. His War of Worlds film is terrible. He has a War of Worlds film. I didn't even know he had a film out. Oh, Ice Cube. I love Ice Cube. Hello, beautiful peeps. Z, happy Friday. Hello. Okay, all right. Now, I only asked one question up in this chat. We got to get, you guys are on it. I think Pam is true as well that our core muscles are stronger, which also makes us improve our posture. Yes. So many improvements. Journey of life. She says late to the chat, but I'm here. We love that. I feel like I'm giving off great energy in real life. You are, I will say. 2 ladies from my yoga studio signed up with my trainer because they said I've inspired them. They have no clue that I have a channel. What? And you know what? This is such a true story. I hope I could tell it, Taisha. You said this on my post the other day, or was it yesterday? Was it today? But you said, somebody was in the store and said to you, or you were walking by the mirror or something, and you said, look at these quads. And you were flexing your quads. And I could attest to talking to you that you are so much happier. And I was on the phone with Taisha. I was in Target. Oh, dare I say Target, but they had these index cards I needed for my daughter. So anyway, my daughter said, Mom, there's no way you're just gonna get this one thing, which she was right. So I'm walking around Target, and this lady, I'm talking to Taisha, but I had my Bluetooth earphone in, and this lady comes up to me, and she had on a mask. Oh, I didn't really get to see her face, but I'm thinking, like, is my purse zipped up? What's going on? Let me back up. Because she walked right in between, kind of like me and my daughter, and not up so close, but just, enough. And I said, she's like, oh my goodness. She's like, you look so pretty. And she says, I said, oh, thank you. She's like, I love your outfit. And I'm thinking I look bust down. And I had just left the hair salon, so I'll give her that. But my outfit, like, I just thought it was okay. But okay. So anyway, I'm talking to her. So this lady, Taisha, will tell you, she's just talking and talking. And then she started telling me how pretty my daughter is and all of that. So I said that to say, I think when you're giving off too good energy, you got that smile going on. Even though I was talking to Taisha, maybe we were laughing about something, but she came up to me and started chatting, and she led with that compliment. So that just kind of makes you feel good. When you get people coming up to you, saying things, and people feel your energy. So she knew I was a safe space to even come up and chat with. The fact that she did that, but it was just a little bit too long. Taisha was like, what was going on? You had on noise canceling earphones, so I couldn't hear. So I'm telling Taisha what this lady was saying. But it wasn't lost on me that, I just saw, it gave me a little boost that day, in my little confidence, because I'm thinking I'm running in Target, and I was trying not to be seen or heard, and here this lady walks up to me. Angie, we've just been talking about Ice Cube songs, but you know what I know, that film. Okay, wait, who is Angie? Did I miss an Angie? Am I missing an Angie? And am I losing the chat? Wait. Reset with Anissa. She says, hey, Didi. Hello, everyone. How are you? M to the B to the P. How are you? She says, happy Friday, Didi and fam. Hello. All right. So Pam says, I love Paul's outfit in his profile. Yes. Doesn't he look like debonair? Like, like he looks like he stands on business too, doesn't he? I want my profile pic to look like I'm standing on business. I think my profile pic looks like, hey, I'm here. What's up? I want to be like, I'm standing on business. All right, Harjarine and Paul, you too. I saw someone say they hope other rapper actors don't touch any more H.G. Wells sci-fi stuff. The Invisible, Method Man, or The Island of Dr. J. Oh, I love Method Man and that Power series he's on. I was like, hey, y'all, hey, before and after the weight loss, unless it was to strangers. Then I'm reserved unless I feel a certain vibe. Yeah, I could be like that too. I kind of get that. So you were kind of the same way. But I do think you have more confidence. I can even tell from, some of my first interactions with you till now. I think you have more confidence, which is only not to say that you weren't bubbly before, because even me, I was bubbly and like, hey, before. But I do think I even have more confidence now, because I just think I got more energy, if nothing else. Thank you. I agree with them, Joe. I think she was talking to me, but if not, I love you guys back. I agree with them, Joe. Okay, Taisha, you're the best. Yes, she is. Jennifer. Hey, Jennifer, how are you? Hi, Didi and everyone. Such a relaxing chat. Yes. LOL. I always have my number. Are you number one? Oh, you have it in your profile. Now that's a B male to the B mighty male move. Oh my goodness, you are. She says Didi is behind. Well, where's the number one at? You know what? I couldn't find it. Let me go back over there in a second. She says, thanks, Kim. We are more reserved now. You looked gorgeous for the rodeo. Yes, yes, yes. Boots on the ground, boots on the ground, boot, 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 boots on the ground. Pammy says, yeah, I think I've dragged my feet on having that hard conversation, maybe worried about what she would say. But yes, I think we could get back on track, and I'm hopeful for that. Yes, but the only thing is, Pam, you got to tell her everything that's bothering you about it. You can't just tell her a little bit of it, because you're not truly going to be back on track if she doesn't know everything that's bothering you. So I would say, that. And then if she doesn't tell you everything that's bothering her, it's not going to be back on track. So I would say, make sure you say everything you feel, and make sure she's saying, what's a nice thing to do is, and I'm going to start doing this for my own conversations, especially now that school's starting back. Sometimes you have to have tough conversations with parents. I'm going to start writing down like questions that I have. So you know how sometimes you're talking, you might forget a question because you get a thought in your head, or you don't have that follow-up. So I'm going to start writing down questions I want to ask that person before I have a conversation, because that'll keep me on track. So even if I get off track or we get on another topic, I could say, wait a minute, I didn't ask this question, right? And so I think that keeps you focused. And with somebody who is worth the time, energy, and effort, I think it's so worth it, right? You don't have to do that for everybody, but somebody who it's your BFF, your best friend, BFF, you got to do it. I hope, you have to, even if you just Instagram me or email me, let me know what happened with that. I want you guys to get it together. She says, no, not no more. Okay. All right. Nope. Number 2 now. I'm way behind in the chat. You guys are seeing all that? And Journey just hopped on. How did she get to? Yeah, Journey, how did you get to number 1? Pam from the hospital is trying to figure that out. Wait a minute. Hold up. Wait a minute. I got to go over to this chat. Okay. Now I'm so behind. But okay. So Journey, the Simply Taisha is number 1. Now Simply Taisha, Mel is 2. And Simply Taisha is number 1 because of that super chat. Unless she's just talking a whole lot. Okay, so let me see. Okay, so Mel put a comment. Let me go up to Mel. Okay, Mel, I wasn't on the YouTube part. Okay, so let me remember where I was at. I was at Pam. Okay, what time? But I got to get the timestamp. That helps. I was at 9:08. Okay, so let me go down to Mel. Mel says, Mighty Mel, been a member for 6 months. Thank you, Mel. She says, chase down the person you want to be, no matter how long it takes. Happy 6 months to me. Yes, yes, yes. Chase down the person, no matter how long it takes. Now, what do you mean by chase down the person, Mel? Can you explain? And we're going to give you some confetti. Awesome, awesome, awesome. It sounds profound, whatever you mean by it. Sounds like a profound statement. All right, so let's see. Okay, let's see. My son is 16 and asked me if he could be on Zepbound too. I said, boy, you need a job first and some hard times losing weight before you do that. Jeez Louise. Oh my goodness. Isn't that interesting though that he even asked to be on Zepbound? You are hilarious. You said you need a job first and some hard times losing weight before you do that. So you think he needs to give it more of an effort on his own, huh? Okay. All right. Happy 6 months to the Mighty Male B. We love that. It's Mike Jones. Yeah, back then you did want me. Now I'm hot. I thought it said, now I'm hot, you all on me. Back then you did. My friend says that all the time, but he does sing the Ice Cube one too. But Paul, let me give you some confetti. Thank you, because I was going to text him and ask him what that is. And my guy, Paul, came through. Paul, yes. Oh my goodness. So isn't that just kind of reminds me of the weight loss ones. You know how, have you guys experienced a male, a female, whatever partner, whoever you would be attracted to? Have you noticed like people giving you more looks and stares? Is there somebody who wasn't giving you the time of day that's like looking at you now? Have you had that? I will say I have had that. And how I handled it is I'm still single because I'm sitting here with you guys on a Friday night. When I get a boo, what are we gonna do on Fridays? Because I'm gonna be on my Friday night date. You are so ready. I love that. Congratulations, Mel, on the 6 months. Yes, yes, yes. Journey. I know. That's so sweet. It's some people who say their kids are on this journey with them. So I think that's cute. I was feeling myself, feeling myself, feeling myself, feeling myself. Yes, 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 yes. We love that. Yes, yes, yes. So Bellflower says, I'm reserved too, guarded, but if you let me in, you are in trouble. That is why I call you my weight loss twin. I can relate. I can relate to that. Very good. I love that. Okay, so people are congratulating Male to the Beast. 6 months. I love that. Angie, your son isn't about to do the yo-yo dieting. Well, we all ensure. Okay, all right. Who is Angie? Am I missing out on who Angie is? Did you give somebody a nickname? I'm so confused. Hard to read. I gotta give her a profile pic. Confetti. I'm telling you, I am not exaggerating or joking. I love that. I'm standing on business pic. I love it. Let's see. You said Journey is number one. Journey, how it's like she got a secret sauce we don't know about. Yes, my sweet boy, he's lost 40 pounds before, and summer got him eating bad again, but I believe he can lose it again. Okay, so that's why you said that he can do it. I hope, if he has if he needs some rewiring going on in that brain, though, that's not gonna just help him with the willpower. He's gonna keep going back, though. That's the thing. But good luck to him, because when you're 16, you got weight loss powers we may not know about. 6 months membership. What a wonderful celebration. Yes, and you know what? I should not just give her confetti. Let's give her. Appreciate that. I appreciate that. Thank you, Mel. Thank you for pointing that out. Even though I saw that, it's helpful to see it again. He has age. Yes, that's what I said. He has age on his side and a caring mama. Yes, yes, yes. You says, I hope no yo-yo dieting. I'm actually helping the entire family eat right. It's when they leave the it's when they eat out. Yes, isn't that what gets us all? And Bellflower says, go Dynamite Diva at the Male B. Speaking of Dynamite Divas, tomorrow I am having a live. It's going down at 7:30. And we're going to be talking about mental health, emotional health, that whole thing. And tomorrow is supposed to be going live with another content creator. And, and I'm just going to tell you guys, it was Allie. And we're going to go live next Saturday instead. So not this Saturday, but next Saturday. And I've been talking to Allie. If you guys follow Allie, you know her channel. And, her and I've been chatting. And, she's out for the count for something right now. So go watch her video. She tells you in the video what it's about. But, yeah, she, we're going to be doing the salt and pepper up in here. So that was supposed to be tomorrow on Saturday, but since I'm not going to be with Allie tomorrow because of she's not feeling so hot, we're going to do it next Saturday. The 6th, is that the 16th? That's the 16th. I got some things going on, but I'll be back at 7 to do that with Allie. So yeah, we're going to be doing that on Saturday. So this Saturday, I thought, because I had this in my plans to do, I'm just going to do a members only live. So if you are a member, any member level, come to that live tomorrow night and let's talk mental health, emotional health. Let's talk about it all. And I will see you then. And so I did put it up. So it's up there. So you should have gotten a notification for that. All right. So anyway, I deterred that Mel reminded me. So yeah, we'll have to celebrate Mel 6 months in tomorrow night. So Journey said that. Let's see. Mike Jones, you told me about that. Mike Jones. Kim is that was Bellflower. Okay, so I'm scrolling down, guys. I'm going down. Teddy says, thank you, Pammy. You got to make she says, you got to make my head bigger than what it is. Yes, Nicole, channeling Taisha. I'm feeling myself. And Beyonce's voice. Now, I didn't say it like Beyonce, but did anybody go to Beyonce's Cowboy Carter concert? Did anybody make that? Brenda, hello. different. I love the of those colors. Love it, love it, love it. Thank you for coming. I don't know what happened, Brenda. I think the diversity of your hearts gave me a blank out. I love it though. She says, thank you for the kind words, mail to the B. Okay, all right. So guys, we're almost an hour in and I've only asked one question. Oh, you're Angie. Oh, okay. I'm like, who is Angie? Did I keep missing Angie? Now I know sometimes I can skip over some stuff in the chat, but geez, Louise. All right, Angie. I like calling you Journey too, though. Journey. I think that's so cute. Cute name. Bless them teenagers. All seem to fool around. all seem to meet around food. Oh, to meet around food. Yeah, yeah, that's their thing. Going to that mall, going to get something to eat. I would agree with that. Joe, you need to actually be a comedian. You funny, girl. Joe is funny. Paul, she says you deserve it. What are we talking about? I've been trying to look at the chat. Oh, they're all over the place now. Okay, so we are talking about, let me put the topic up here. We're talking about losing weight on a GLP-1, and here's how it's secretly changing your relationship. So we talked about so far, I want to know, maybe you could tell us, Anissa, has any of your relationships changed based on your weight loss or even your change in habits? Because I know you're early on. You're saying I skipped a word. Mel, what word did I skip? She just made it. She said, Mel, we're laughing, singing, and a dancing family. Let's see. Okay, I did scroll down. I'm trying to see if any more things related to that, Mel, so that we could go to our next question. Let's see. Journey says, I'm dying over here. Marjorie, you are so welcome. You are so welcome. Anytime I can put that profile pic up there, I'm putting it up there tonight. I'm so into your profile pic. I love it. Okay. The ladies in here are so much fun singing and dancing. I love it. I've seen that, I think, with Mel B, the turtles. She said the turtles. Delilah. She said, how are you? Hope you all are doing well. Angie, my dad is a very attractive man. And I love how she also put that in caps. Very attractive. I love that. All right. People are saying hello. Sea Breeze, how are you? I'm late. My notification is not working, but I'm here now. Well, thank you for stopping in the chat. We love that. Can we get her handle? I don't know. See, I'm lost on that. Your dad is attractive. LOL. I'm attractive too. He must be my dad then. No, she did say that. I love that. Yes. Delilah is also so Joe says Allie from Fit Flavor Fun. Yes. Yeah, so I'm going to be doing a live with Allie from Fit Flavor Fun next Saturday. Yes. Yeah, I didn't say her channel, huh? I thought everybody knew Allie. But why do I think that? Yeah, Fit Flavor Fun. Fit Flavor Fun. FFF. Okay, let's see. Who are we saying? Go down here. I no longer date attractive men from the Midlands in case he's my lost brother. Jeez, Louise, I love it. Oh my goodness, I'm happy to see you on here and well. I'm glad to see you all from my hospital. Yeah, she's in the hospital hanging out. Dee Dee, I'm so happy to be here. Sending hugs. Thank you. I'm taking those hugs. Thank you. I love that. Okay, so we want to go back to our topic. You guys are so much fun. We've just been on a on a tangent. Yes, it's Delilah. Yes. Journey equals Angela, the crown getter. Okay, is Journey number one? I always forget the real names too when the profile name is different. I should write them down. Yes. Some of the profile names are so clever, though. I just love them. Miss V, how are you? She says, so you chimed in about the Beyonce. I went to her Renaissance concert. It was amazing. I was in Atlanta for business when the folks went to Cowboy Carter. The outfits, they are serious in the ATL about their outfits and Bay. Yes. And the last Beyonce concert I went to, I saw her in New Orleans. So that was some years ago. And I saw her with Jay-Z. I saw her with Jay-Z, and I mean, that was a great concert. It just absolutely was. Yes, yes, yes. But I'm going to tell you, and I know they're husband and wife, but I'm telling you, his concert with Mary J. Blige is the best concert besides Michael Jackson, Janet Jackson, and I think Luther Vandross. I did see him in concert. He was excellent. You don't think Luther Vandross will put on a great concert because he sings like his behind off, but I mean, that was an excellent concert. I can't remember. I don't think I've ever seen Prince in concert. That was my one regret, that I never saw Prince, but Prince got to a point though where he didn't want to sing his songs like When Doves Cry and all of that. He only wanted to really sing Purple Rain. Like he didn't really want to sing his hits, you know, he was into the new music. And so I think that's why I was like, I'm not going to a concert. If you're not going to sing When Doves Cry, I'm going to cry at home. But I love me some Prince. But I'm telling you, that concert was excellent. Like excellent. Great mix of hip hop and R&B if you love it. You know, it was just good. And they were singing, Mary J was singing live, like live vocals and all. It was great. All right, thank you for sharing that. The Cowboy Carter, and you're right, they are serious about their concert with the B with the outfit. Angie, I'm doing great. I'll say, yeah, Pam had her hernia surgery. So you did get your tummy tuck. So if they did it naturally, did they do it naturally, or do you had to pay for that? Do tell, Pam. Do tell. Jeez, Louise. She says, Joe, you cracked me up, girl. I couldn't get tickets, but I have seen her live. Yeah, I'm sure those tickets were an arm and a leg. They said she had that. Now, this is a fact. You could Google it if you need. Google me if you need to. But they say that her concert was the highest grossing country concert of all time. And I know some diehard country fans who don't consider her country aren't happy about that. But it is what it is. Like, she probably has those R&B pop fans, and then she probably has some people who love country who just loved her music. So with that, that knockout combo, how could you lose? WB, how are you? I noticed a lot of friends started to unfollow me. What? On social media when I started to show. Wait, what? I gotta reread this. You notice a lot of your friends started to unfollow you on social media when you started to show your before and your after. Well, I'll be darned. You thought I was going to say the other word, didn't you? I'll be darned. What? What? Geez, Louise. Now, I would say, I was going to say friends that's not the best word for that. So yeah, friends in quotations. That's an excellent way to put that. Geez, Louise, I would just say they're hating. That's a hater. We need Mary here singing her hateration song. How about that? Very good, Pammy. And people are wishing you a speedy recovery. You guys are so funny. Wow, unbelievable. Isn't that unbelievable? Just crazy. Hey, Miss V, me too. I went to both concerts. They were amazing. I haven't missed her concert since she went solo. MVP. And that's how we were. I met you, right? You came in here with your fabulous boots on the ground, Cowboy Carter hat on. Doing it and doing it and doing it well. Doing it and doing it and wearing it well. I love that. Jeez, Louise. All right, that's terrible. At least you lost more of the unwanted weight. Now, Joe, yes, yes, yes. Now that was a great way to put that. We're gonna give you some confetti for being clever. It always reminds me of like our King Darium. Like that's something he would come in here and say. We love it. All right, Journey said, "I'm always number one." Okay, all right. That's crazy, WV. They weren't meant to be there then. Tell them bye-bye, baby. That is so funny. She said, bye-bye, baby. Oh my gosh, MVP. So you're a part of the hive. I went with my 25-year-old son and one of his friends. Lucky me that he still likes to hang out with me. Well, I want to hang out with you, so I get why he wants to hang out with you. I absolutely love that. Mel is saying Taisha is number one for now. Even if YouTube doesn't recognize it, Journey is always number one in my heart. Oh, Delilah, how sweet. We love that. Very cool. Wow, MVP. That is impressive. Okay, Mel, you saw Prince while in college way back in the day. He had his car on stage. Sheila E. was phenomenal. Now I've seen her in concert. Yes, he used to come out with that little red Corvette. I got to see Michael Jackson. It was an incredible experience. Yes, now that Michael Jackson concert was everything. And I was just looking at Beyonce today, actually on YouTube. It was a short, but shorts could be like up to I think 3 minutes now. So it was a short, but she was singing "Ring the Alarm," and it was the headline was like, and you could look this up if you are interested. But the headline was the title was something about like she really was on point, or something about how great she was, like in her thinking, being creative. It was Janet Jackson. It was Janet Jackson's Rhythm Nation meets Michael Jackson. You know how he used to do the stare. And he would have people, stopping and be silent. Even hers when she says they're on mute and she stops. I love Beyonce, all the Beyonce people, but I'm telling you, Michael Jackson and his sister are the queen and king of that dancing with the group dancing, and everybody has, just kind of, Chris Brown is so good too. He's kind of like been inspired. And so it just reminded me of Michael Jackson and his concert. Remember Michael Jackson he used to go on stage and he would stand there like for 2 minutes. I'm not going to do you guys like that, but he would stand there and then he would look and he would be like, he would take off his glasses and look around. I love that. I love that. So she was doing that on on this short I was watching. And I just thought like, gosh, she is our generation's, I think, like Michael Janet Jackson combo, right? All in one, just Beyonce. And I love how she still brings out Destiny's Child and she features them. I think she's the cool lady. I love her music. The music wise, I don't really know much about her because, this is Beyonce's internet. And even though this is Beyonce's internet, she kind of keeps to herself. Miss Mary the Cat is named after Miss Mary J. Blige. I would have loved to see that concert with Jay-Z. Yes. It was awesome. Awesome. Okay, so you named your cat after that. I love that. Oh, you saw him with Sheila E. Yes, Mighty Mel. Oh my goodness. All right, let's see. Let's see. She was a great performer. Okay, don't be hating, but the insurance covered your tummy tuck. They call it a panicolectomy with no lipo. And I asked the doctor to be sure they pulled up that lower skin too. So I remember you wanted that. So that is excellent. I already paid out of my pocket for the year. So you were really in there. Oh my goodness. Good for you. Let me give you some confetti on that. That is a non-scale victory right there. Yes, yes, yes. We'll take them where we can get them, Pam. I love that. I love it, love it, love it. Okay, I'm already okay, I got that. I had to repeat that twice. Hey, Miss V, this is awesome. You went with your son. I took her friends to Renaissance. It was her first. Those bees put a sting and put me in a timeout a little bit. Jeez, Louise. People are saying congratulations to Pam. She says bye bye bye, thinking Backstreet Boys. That is so funny. I love that. Okay, let's see. Okay, anything, Tony? Oh yes, you saw Luther Vandross back in the day, and Beyonce in Vegas. Aretha was more my style though. I saw her in Vegas too. Well, we got to give Aretha RESPECT. Find out what it means to me. I love Aretha too. That lady can sing. I love back in the day when she used to sing with her little tank tops on. She used to crack me up. Tony. Yes, they give a great concert. They got some great songs, but one of the Tonys passed away. Can you believe that? I think it was the brothers, one of the brothers. You guys know who the Whispers are? One of the Whispers, one of those twins passed away from the Whispers. Do you guys know who the Whispers were? And I'm going to tell you, I used to love that song. What's that Whisper song that's my favorite? Geez, Louisa, it's in my head, but I can't. think of it. But anyway, they were performing here not too long ago, and the one twin, just this is how strong a twin connection is. The one twin just had a breakdown. He could not get himself together barely. He was so broken up because, he's used to touring with his brother. So that just broke my heart to see that. But yeah, I love me some Tony, Tony, Tony. It's our anniversary. Mel, it's your anniversary. Mel, let's see. She says, you finally pronounce a word correctly. And it is the hardest word in the Webster's. Mel, thank you, thank you, thank you. Too bad Mayor Mindy could not be here to witness that, right? Thank you, Mel. Too funny. That is too funny. Yes, I said some of these words, I said I'm going to tackle these words. And then sometimes I say, I'm not. All right, very good. Okay, what are you saying? I'm going to ask another question. This one question just took us to an hour and 11 minutes. You guys are awesome. Okay, let's see. Pam is talking about her surgery. I read Miss V. I know you guys are talking amongst each other. We saw the friends unfollowing you. Jeez Louise. Okay, I'm trying to go back down. I love the unwanted weight. You got rid of the unwanted weight. All right, all right. Let's see. Okay, Pam got that, basically that free bonus tummy tuck. I saw that. Hey, Miss V, that was awesome. You went with your son. I saw that, MVP. Okay, I'm scrolling down, guys. Tony. Okay, so MVP says Prince was your first celebrity crush. I had him posted all over my walls as a teen. It took me a long time to get over his passing. And, some of us still aren't over it. I mean, Prince, the prince of it all. He seems so young. Didn't he look good for his age, too? Like, he was so young. But I could see why he was addicted to those, allegedly. With the payment situation he had going on. Because can you imagine? He used to perform that song, Nikki. Do you guys know that? I knew a girl named Nikki. I guess you could say she was a. I met her in the hotel lobby with a magazine. She said, how'd you like to waste some time? And I could not resist when I saw a little. So when he used to sing that song, though, he would get, he would be bent over, bent back on his knees, or turn around. He would do flips in the air. So I could just imagine he would take that microphone and do some things with that microphone. So I could see how he could have, all that. And he was a small, petite guy. So just imagine he was a small, petite guy. He didn't have a lot of cushion. And so I could see where he would have, trouble with his knees and be in pain down the road. Oh gosh, that makes me sad because I just love Prince. I'm not going to tell this story, my mom's story. That would have me boo-hooing on here. And it's a Friday night. Just got paid. Friday. Who just got paid on a Friday night? Parties jumping. I'm feeling fine. Okay, we got to get to our game because you guys we didn't even get to any of these questions. I know people watching this replay are saying, now, what are the things? What are the things? How are we secretly changing your relationship? So, all right. So I'm gonna see if there's any more things in the chat, and then we'll keep this moving. You guys are awesome. Is Sin in here? Sin, how are you? She said, Pammy, we need to talk because aren't you having a surgery here coming up soon? Okay, so yours is on 8/18, so that's a Monday. I know that's a Monday. Okay, good luck. I'm just send prayers your way. Very good. Yeah, you got to get together with Pammy. You can find her on Instagram, email her. Geez, Louise. You love to reap the whispers too. LTD, limited edition. Your first concert was a cool jazz fest. The OJs, money, 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 money. Money. I love the OJs. Oh my gosh. So your first one was the Jazz Fest. We love that. You guys. Okay. Did Sin say how much it was? Did I miss that? You guys are Shay, my name twin. How are you? Welcome to the chat. Welcome to the chat. You're late, but you're here. That's okay. Let's see. Let me see. Okay. Is she saying how much it is to get her procedure? Because I missed that. Joe is saying it's a crazy amount of money. How much is it? Okay. All right. Oh, so your insurance covered yours too. Do tell. So what was it? What's the reason they covered it? Because we know sometimes they don't. Now, Pam also had something else. You are cracking me up. She pronounced that correctly. Yeah, I'm not going to do it again. I'm not going to give Mel the satisfaction if I mispronounce it. Mighty Mel. I love it. That is too funny. Okay. I've seen some great ones in Vegas. I use them for my excuse to go. Yes, right. We all want a good excuse to hightail it down to Vegas. Did I see her in Vegas? I saw Jennifer Lopez in Vegas. You know what? Actually, Jennifer Lopez put on a great show. I will say that. Seeing, wishing you a successful surgery. But I'm going to tell you, if you have not seen Usher in concert, I saw him, Usher Raymond. I saw him in concert. You know, there goes my baby. I know Usher's singer. The way his voice is like a higher trajectory than mine, but when I tell you, he put on a concert. I went for my birthday. That's where I went. And we had some good seats. And every song, you just know it. You know, every song. And oh, God, he just was so good. And if you want to look at some abs, that's the concert to go to. Yes, yes, yes. Very good, very good. They call me R-A-A-O. How does it go? They call me M-A. Wait, U-S-H-E. I was going to say in his last name or his middle name. They call me U-H-S-E-R-S-H-E-R. How did it go? I can't get the song right. Jeez, you know what I'm talking about. That's my song. Okay, so is Journey out of here? Journey! Or is it Bellflower? Okay, it's Journey that's out of here. Okay, good night, Journey. I learned that your name is Angie. I hope I don't forget it. All right, so let's just talk about this and let's get into the game of it all because you guys did all that on one question. So we're going to play a quick little game. And this game is going to be called It Changed or I Changed or Both. So in the chat, you're going to type in It Changed, I Changed or Both. So let me put that up here so you can see it. And this is a little game. And then we'll celebrate, folks. And then we are out of here. You know, tomorrow morning, I have a lunch date. Your daughter went to see Usher, you're saying? Bye-bye. Love you too. Bye, Journey. Have a good night. A lot of people saw Usher. I love that. Okay, so this is our game. Let me see. I'm going to put it up here just so you guys won't forget. So it's called It Changed. I'm gonna do caps because when I don't do caps, it changed. What is it? It changed. Oh, I changed. Or we both changed. Okay, so that's what you're going to add. So before I do that, now, when I was researching this, so I was like, what are most people saying about this? You know, they say your relationships secretly change when you lose weight because I talked about this a lot. The power dynamic shifting, which is kind of like a little bit, Pammy touched on this. I think WV, talked about people not, following her or wanting to see her on social media. And it's because you gain confidence, right? We talked about that. You gain confidence. So now the insecurities they have kick in. So if you were once an insecure, quiet one, and now you've changed and now you have more energy, you have more confidence, and you're not, the people in your life are not going to know how to handle that. Now, they also say sometimes it could also be an emotional mismatch, which means your weight loss often is going to come with some mindset changes, which we know. And Pammy, you talked about this a lot with your BFF. You're going to be more health conscious. You're going to be talking about food. You're going to be aware of what you're eating and making better choices. And then I think, hey, Jamie talked about not necessarily wanting to do things of revolving around food and wanting to go for walks and find other things. And sometimes that's a challenge for people who want things to be just like they were, right? People really don't want you to change, even if it's in a positive direction. They're comfortable with what they know you to be. And I understand that, but we got to let it go. So another thing too is I think we hit on this. Jen, I think, kind of hit on this when she talked a lot about it. Jealousy or insecurity in others. So that's another reason why your relationships can secretly change. People feel threatened now by your physical appearance. Even if they don't say it, they do feel threatened and they become more critical, right? They kind of become dismissive, or dare I say this, competitive. So I would like to ask you guys, I know Simply Taisha talks a lot about that secret competition that people have with you that you don't even know they have, right? You thinking we're all in this together. We all love each other. Meanwhile, people are, being competitive with you about your weight behind your back. So have you guys experienced that, the competitiveness of it all with a friend who now you're losing and it feels more like a jealousy or a competitiveness is, instead of like a support. Um, and I don't know if I feel the jealousy, but I do feel, if I've always been like the 300-pound friend and now I'm, 675 pounds lighter, now what? Now what happens when you're 75, pounds lighter, or you're 100 pounds down, or you're 50 pounds down, now what? So it's just, yeah, it's a thing. I think that, again, with me, I want to have that conversation and let's talk about it. Maybe we could work through it. Another thing they say is changes in your intimacy. And I think Harjareen spoke on this about, she said her husband can't keep his hands off of her. I think that's a great problem to have, especially if you're also attracted to your husband. And so you might be feeling, Harjareen, more confident. And so that is going to reflect, and then he's going to be so much more attracted to that. And not only are you going to, have that, other people are going to be attracted to it. So this is where your partner sometimes may struggle, which Teddy talked about today. Like everything we're talking about, one of you, somebody in the chat related to this. Teddy talked about this, of how that's one of the things that led to his divorce, is the fact that he lost weight. And his partner could not handle the fact that he lost weight. And so isn't that a sad thing? Because you're doing something healthy for yourself, your body, your longevity. And then now, now your partner's not happy with it and going through a divorce. Now, I don't know if Teddy's still on, but Teddy, I wonder, did you talk to your partner about you're going on this weight loss journey, telling them everything it entailed that you knew with the GLP-1, and they were just not accepting of that? Because I guess, like, if I were to meet somebody at this stage in my life where I'm on that journey to lose like 60 more pounds, I was saying 70 more pounds, but maybe 60 to 75. If I'm on that journey to lose more weight, I want that person to know up front, because this is not the body you may end up with. And I think that's fair for them to know. So I may have some hanging skin that I don't have now. I mean, I have a little hanging, but it's filled up with the so I might have more hanging skin. How are they going to deal with that? I might have, my boobs may become a little bit more saggy because more of that fat tissue is going to be out of there. So I think that you have to be kind of upfront with a person. But when you're already locked in a marriage or a relationship, now that's a discussion. And hopefully in marriages, most people grow together. Hopefully you can continue to grow together, but it's not always a sure thing, right? It's not always a sure thing that you're going to grow together with someone. Another thing, it says new attention. The research says that getting new attention from others can be overwhelming for you. So you got to be mentally ready for it. And then, you might, a lot of people, I think you might think people like that, but sometimes people internalize when they get a lot of attention and think, why didn't they like me before? Right now they like me. And some people get upset, insecure, feeling frustrated, thinking something was wrong with them before. And so that's a real thing. And I've heard people say, I don't really like all the comments because it makes me wonder, like, this is not Downsizing Diva saying it, but I've heard my friends say that, and other people say, they're telling me I look good now. Did I look disgusting before? Was I not good to look at before? And so that's why I say sometimes talking to people and getting some therapy is helpful when you've lost a ton of weight. It really is. And it's no shame in getting therapy. I think, so a lot of us could use a little therapy here and there. Like, what if you could call up a therapist? Call a therapist, get them on the phone. It could be just like a dial up. But I think sometimes it's nice to have an outside opinion of somebody who doesn't know you, is not close to the situation, and this could kind of give an outside perspective, right? Because when you know somebody, you already have opinions for them, you know how they move, and you might not be given the best information. One thing I have learned about since I've been on YouTube and just watching different content creators, and not even in this genre, is that people don't always tell the truth to their therapist. And so, and when I say the truth, I mean, they don't tell the whole story. So if you're not telling the whole story, how will a therapist how can they truly help you, right? So, if you're so I'm going to give you an example, because what if you're going to the therapist and you having issues with your husband? And what if you never told the husband that the therapist that your husband cheated, but you're going through therapy, but your therapist doesn't even know that? Well, and that's a major thing your therapist needs to know, because I guarantee you the insecurities you have, the jealousy streak you have, the wondering where your husband is. And I could have used the opposite. It didn't have to be the man being the cheater. It could be the woman, or, whatever relationship you're in. You're going to have all those things that are going to come along because that person's cheating. If you don't mention that to your therapist, they're not going to be able to help you effectively, because you have not, given up all the information. And so people have been on YouTube and said, oh, I didn't tell my therapist that, or my therapist doesn't know. And I just think, like, to give them a fair opportunity to help you, you gotta have to give them the whole story. And that's just my opinion. I'm not a therapist, but that's just my opinion. And last thing I will say is, and this is just a fact, and it's unfortunate, and I think this happens in marriages a lot. This happens in long-term partnerships a lot. But the simple fact is, you can outgrow a relationship. So I want you guys to tell me in the chat, have you outgrown a relationship? Have you guys outgrown a relationship? It could be due to weight loss. It could be due to weight gain. It could just be due to maturity. Like, you're more mature. You're in a different place than your partner, and have you outgrown them? And I think that that's okay too. I think that's okay too. So I'm going to let you guys say that in the chat. Have you outgrown a relationship? Let me know. And I'm going to tell you, I could think of one in particular, and then maybe two, but I'm working on the second one that I may have outgrown. And I think that's okay. I think that's okay. Okay, all right. Let me see. While you guys are answering that, I'm gonna go and look in the chat on YouTube and see who's 1, 2, 3. I'm so fascinated by that. Simply Taisha is still number 1. Mel is 2, and I don't see a 3. Oh wait, I see Cookie is 3. Cookie is 3. Okay, all right. Very good, very good. All right, okay. So let me go back up in this chat. Let's see. Okay, so Mel says, yes, Mighty Mel, insecurities can be a thing. Yes, very much so. Agreed. I'm working hard to stop using food for rewards like celebration or catching up, and many don't like it. Yeah, I could see that, Delilah. I could see that. There's someone who is used to me being bigger than her. Now I'm not. She's having a hard time dealing with it. Wow. Now, how do you know that? Is she treating you a certain kind of way, Delilah? I'm sorry about that. That's not cool. JC, never experienced competitiveness with really any aspect of life with others, especially weight loss. I think that's great. So that means you have a great village around you and support. And so keep them, as long as you can, because I think that's great. Yes, I see that, Dee Dee, but most of my real friends are supportive. Okay, good. I love that, Mel. I think my husband is nervous about losing me. Oh, man. He loves me and is so supportive of me and tells me how proud of me he is. And he has literally loved me through thick and thin. But he's been, okay, wait. Let me see. I got to find your part 2. But he's been having nightmares lately and telling me that they were nightmares, that I was leaving him or mad at him or I wouldn't talk to him anymore. He's the love of my life. So he has, let me see, nothing to worry about. But I see my success, even though I still have a really long way to go, is making him a little nervous and stressed. Okay. You said he is disabled and used to be very physically active and now can't. And I think that is compounding, yes, his concern. So I see how this is affecting him despite his love and support. Oh, man. Oh, man. You know what? Thank you for sharing that. And I will just say to you, you really just have to, go out of your way to make him know that you appreciate his love and support, and that you're here, for the long haul, right? You got to really reinforce that, and so well, you probably are doing some things, but can we give her some things? Has anybody else experienced that? Can we give her some things she could do to show her a poor appreciation? Because I think she hit on a real thing, and I think that's what happens. You're changing, but we can see how you changed, but he's also changed as well, because his perspective has changed. Now he probably saw more security when you were, bigger, and now he's probably not feeling as worthy, and that's his own insecurity. It has nothing to do with you, but he also has to, I think, do some soul searching and kind of reassuring himself, but it's also, I think, important for you, and I'm sure you're doing this to make him feel, like you're just love him and appreciate him. So I really hope that you guys, can work through that, and all you can really do is assure him. But if he's having nightmares, this is a serious thing. He might want to talk to somebody about that. Have you tried that? Getting him to chat with somebody about it? Yeah, geez Louise, I'm sure that's a little stressful for you too. Well, thank you for sharing that. I hope we could give you some ideas that maybe I'm not thinking of, or you're not thinking of, that you could do, or maybe somebody's experienced this that could give you some firsthand advice on how to handle that. I would say, and I'm glad you shared that, because I would say it's a lot more men that probably feel like this and aren't saying anything. I guarantee you, it really is. Okay, let me scroll down and find. I skipped comments. Oh, Delilah, you're hearing about Teddy. Yeah, Teddy shared that earlier. So JC, I've said I'm also not on social media. I'm also not social media friends with acquaintances or friends or every coworker. Okay, so right. So you have narrowed your circle down. Very good. I love that. Shay says, someone who was supportive of me first told me I was getting too thin, and it isn't 71 pounds. And they said, isn't 71 pounds enough to lose? Sounds like they're going to be a little bit intimidated, or feeling like, you're, probably going to be getting more attention than them. It sounds like a little hint of jealousy to me. Although there's always that one, and I see the look from head to from toe to top of my head. Oh, okay. You see that look? Okay, all right. Yes, my real circle. We are locked in and changing our lives together and super supportive of one another. And I love that. I love that for you. Because you do have support, and it shows in how confident you are on this journey. Yeah, Brenda, we're sorry to hear that. Definitely start therapy well before you get into maintenance. The hardest part of maintenance is finding new goals and accomplishments. Yes, I would think that would be hard too, is finding new goals, finding new accomplishments, finding a way to keep yourself motivated. But I think the important thing is getting some structure and a routine in there, because when you're losing, you're still going through the ups and downs of it all. I could imagine, and I don't know because I'm not in maintenance, but once you're in maintenance, I think, it'd be hard to first of all, I think in maintenance, don't you have to get between you have to have a goal that you're aiming for and try to stay within that. Some people told me they stay within a 5-pound range or a 10-pound range, where they could go up a little bit or have a little bit to lose. But I think the hard part is that's why we say make it a lifestyle, right? Because if it's a lifestyle, once you get to maintenance, you're not stopping, right? You're continuing to go. And so I think that's why we're saying get some routines, get some systems, establish some habits, because those are the things you're going to continue to do even in maintenance. And I would say you probably raise your calories, but I think sometimes in maintenance, what people tend to do is just go back to their old ways. And that's what's not going to work. That's what's not going to work. So thank you for that. That is so true. So true. Remind me when I get maintenance. Remind me. Also, folks will trying to talk to me now when before I was invisible. So now I'm worthy. Yeah, okay. Yes, that's a real thing too. People weren't trying to talk to you before. And I don't think, I would talk to somebody who wasn't trying to see me when I was bigger. And I get it, right? They might not have just been attractive, but I always think like, what if something happens and for no, you know, what if something happens and I can't look this way always? You know what I'm saying? You just want somebody to love you for you, your heart, your soul, and not just always based on the look of it all, because looks we know can change, and they do change. I love that, Nicole. None of my closest friends are on a health journey, but they are supportive of mine, my hormone optimization, and all. All right, very good, Mel. We love that. I love the supportiveness of everybody. Okay, very good. Brenda, there may be some underlying issues that the weight loss is triggering. Definitely check out couples therapy. Yes, I think therapy is what is just probably the best thing to talk through it. I really do. Shay, name drop. Or no, Mike drop. I said name drop because she has my name. We have the same name, I should say. Okay, so yes, wonderful Mel. I've been sharing your minnow info, and those to those that it applies to. Yes, I remember that. Delilah says, I fully agree. You must open up with your therapists and physicians. I know people who hide things from their doctors, and it makes no sense to me. Yeah, I don't know why people do that either, because you're really not getting the help you need if you do that. I have outgrown a few friends for sure with capital letters. Nicole, I love that, girl. You have outgrown a relationship too. So when you outgrew the relationship, did you give them the heave ho? Did you have a conversation, or did you do something that Mel Robbins talks a lot about not doing? Give them the silent treatment. Did you just give them the silent treatment, stop talking to them, or did you actually talk about what the issue was? What did you do? Um, Now I'm going to tell you, I've talked to people about when there was an issue before, and this one friend in particular I was talking about, and they said they act like nothing is wrong. And so again, it's kind of like the therapist part of it all. If you're not being upfront and honest about what's bothering you, you could talk to you're blue in the face. You're not going to get things resolved. You have to share everything that is bothering you with your doctor. You have to share everything. If you go to a therapist about your husband not doing right or your wife not doing right, and they're not doing right because you're insecure that they cheated, you can't leave out that they cheated. That's the most important thing that the therapist probably needs to know. That's probably one of the things that's determining how you're behaving in the relationship. So yeah, you got to do that. I agree to having a therapist, especially because we might have food issues to deal with, eating disorders too. Yes, and you know what I say, when you lose weight, I want to say, what do you do with all that all those names people called you, or all the feelings that you felt? Like, now you're not eating your feelings, so what are you doing with all that? And I do think a lot of people have trauma, and I see a lot of women who try to, I can always spot somebody who says they're confident but they're really not. Haven't you ever seen somebody who say they're so confident, but that they're very insecure, and most of the time they think they're fooling people, but they're not. And so I think that, that's a real thing that you kind of have to deal with, with somebody, again, who could be neutral, who doesn't really know you, who could kind of unpack everything, right? Who's trained to do packing. And I just think that that's kind of what we have to do. And unfortunately, you can just outgrow people. You just do. And I think we got to be okay with that too. I have outgrown several. I stopped pouring into those that weren't pouring into me. Yes, yes. And sometimes I think we stick around. There's a reason why. Because if you're sticking around with some friend that is, not pouring into you, we'll use that because that's an excellent way to put it. Then you must be getting something out of it. So you have to ask yourself, what are you getting out of it? And sometimes it's not always like the most positive thing you're getting out of it. And then you have to ask yourself, okay, what is it about me that I'm okay with getting this negative energy coming in? Do you know what I'm saying? You got to look at yourself too. Oh, so you have also outgrown a couple. Absolutely outgrown various relationships with zero zero love lost. Everything's not meant to be forever, and that's okay. And that's a great way to look at it. Geez, Louise, Bellflower, you got that right. Nicole, people come into our life for a reason, a season, or a lifetime. Yes, yes, yes. Okay, okay. She told her sister she thought she was speaking more quiet than she was, and I overheard her. I knew something was going on, and by how awkward she was acting with me. Yeah, that's that person's insecurity again. Yep, yep, yep. You said you were watching Joe a live panel when they were saying how they felt better with someone bigger was in the same space. I thought it was quite bad. So they felt better about themselves when somebody else bigger was around. So that just tells me, I wonder if that's the real tea. Yeah, that just tells me though that that person still is not confident with themselves, right? Because if you're confident with yourself, you're not going to need to be the smallest person in the room. You're not going to need to be the best looking person in the room, right? How many times have we been in a room and you're not the best looking person? Well, for some of you, maybe never. You might be the best looking person in every room you're going into. But I've certainly been in some rooms with some beautiful women, and I just think I don't think I shouldn't be there. I just think like, hey, we're all in here together. But yeah, so I just think like, geez Louise. But yeah, when I see a beauty, I can certainly appreciate it. What are you gonna do? um Show them some love. Show them some love. Okay, what are you guys saying? Let me see. I think I missed my spot again. um let's see. Okay, I scrolled down. Okay, here I go. Sorry. I've outgrown relationships from people who refuse to grow and heal themselves. Love that. Love that. Yeah, because that's just not good. That's gonna probably bring you down. With my spouse, it's not an issue of outgrowing, but remembering to connect with the current version of each other. We have to connect when life gets busy. He's supportive of this or any health journey. Okay, very good. I love that. Remembering to connect with your current version of each other. Yes. And I love the idea of what couples do now. Go on couple dates. They schedule times, just like they schedule a doctor's appointment and this and that. I can see how you could get in their everyday life rut with somebody and you would need to schedule time to just, be together. So I do get that. Brenda, Marlene, get him some lion's mane. All right, those are mushrooms. Okay, wow, very good. Felicia, I'm sorry to hear that, amiga, but I'm glad you realized your worth. Yes, 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 absolutely. I got them from my husband, 78. He has more energy than I do. Okay, let's go back up and see what that is again. Lion's mane. I love that. Very good. Yes. Okay, so he must have that energy going on. Okay, I read that. JC, that's a really great point. That is. Margarine, not the lion's mane. Agreed, JC. I believe wholeheartedly with that. Any other reason, I fully believe in never stop dating one another. Yes, I agree with that. I love that. Brenda says, my husband is a bad diabetic. He is not overweight, but he's also 6'4", 6 feet 4 inches tall, and he has a lot more real estate for the fat to spread. I call my husband 3 times as much every time I'm okay, wait, away from him for work and send him little notes. Okay, very good. And when he tells me about his dreams, I remind him that there are no refunds. Oh my gosh, he bought the cow. He stuck with me. I love that. Aw, very sweet. Let's give her some confetti. Jeez Louise. I love that. I love that. I think that's great. Have you tried the therapy though? Do you think that that would also help him? Because you said you still have more weight to lose. So I can't even imagine when you get slimmer than what you are now. I think that you're going to need that support for him and for you. All right, let's see. Um, let's see. Okay, I've got to scroll back down and find my spot. Okay, let's play this game. I'm trying to see if we have any more comments um, that are related. She said she also reminds him that she's too tired to leave him for anyone else. I barely have the energy for him. Thankfully, my husband, despite everything, has a wonderful sense of humor. He's such a love. Let's see. What did she say? Oh, she didn't type that yet. All right, Shay. Yes, yes, yes. I want to see everybody in here in person. Love this community support. Yes, yeah, we're trying to plan a time to get together. It's true. Okay. Oh, yes, yes, yes. My husband has been comfortable for years with men not talking to me when I was 300 plus pounds. Now he's more alert when men are being too friendly. I'm sure he is. I'm sure he is. I love that. Very good. So that means he has changed, but he notices the change for you. So I just hope that makes him appreciate you even more. And I'm sure it has. Shay says, can't wait to get into maintenance. I should be there in November. Sometimes it seems so far off. Oh, I know, mine too, but that's okay. We got this. We can do it. We can do it. All right, let's play this quick game. Then we're going to celebrate anybody who has something, and then we're out of here. So I'm going to put this up. It's called It Changed. I Changed. We both changed. So you could just put in It Changed, or maybe I see and I see would be the same. So just write I changed, it changed, or you could just say both. All right. So here are the scenarios. Are you guys ready? All right. So if you feel comfortable explaining why you feel this way, you can. But so I'm going to read out the scenario and put what your response is in the chat. So a close friend stops by inviting you to a girls' night out since you lost weight. Okay, I'm sorry. Okay, so a close friend stops inviting you to a girls' night since you started losing weight. Did it change? Did they change? Did you change, or did you both change? So I guess it could be the scenario, but in this case is a person. So if a close friend stops inviting you to a girls' night out, and some people have experienced that, did you change? Did they change? Did you both change? What do you think? So did they change, you change, or you both changed? I'm going to put mine in the chat too. I'm going to say, you guys probably know. And there is no wrong answer, really. It's, what you think. Anybody else? So a lot of us are saying both. So Mighty Mel says both. Felicia says both. Nicole says both. Teddy says both. Dee Dee says both. Okay, so I think both. Anybody want to explain why? Okay, so Shay says they changed. Oh, hold on a second. All right, so we have Shay saying they changed. Okay, they changed because they know I'm not going out. MVP says they changed. Okay, all right. Therapy is always an option. I don't think we're there yet. Fortunately, we are very good with talking to each other, but it's always an option. Okay, very good. I love that. Okay, I love that. So I think if it gets to that point where if it gets worse as you lose more, I think that's important for you to probably do that, just to give him that support, and the relationship might need the support. Because I don't want to always go, okay, all right, I changed because I'm moving differently, and they probably know I wouldn't want to go to the spaces they want to go to. They changed because they're not trying to deal with the new Melly Mel. Oh, yes, 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 right? I love that. All right, Felicia says the same. They changed because I'm still the same person inside. Yes, okay. I don't want to drink alcohol. I don't want the food. I don't like answering questions about my weight. I don't want it. I don't want it. I don't want it. Yes, 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 yes. I know. And people do have questions. They're inquisitive. Yes. So you got to get that whole shebang. Okay, very good. And I say both for the reasons why Mighty Male gave too. I think both. You change because, like I said, you are more confident. You're more energetic. You have those things going on, and they change because they see you as different, and so they're going to treat you as different. And then, like you say, your habits have changed, and what you want to do has changed. So we both have changed, and I think that a lot of times when you lose weight and a friendship goes awry or a relationship, the first thing people say is you've changed, and they don't realize that some things have to change, but also they've changed, right? Because they want you to still be stuck in that box. And I think in a relationship, the hardest thing to do, but one of the things you have to do is be willing and able to grow with the person. And when the person is changing, because it's inevitable, then you have to do. And as a woman, we know this so well because we know our body even changes. If you meet somebody that's been with you, throughout your perimenopause, menopause journey, or whether somebody met you afterwards, you have had changes. Your body is going through changes. So we're kind of used to that, but I don't know if men always expect like the sudden drop in weight, or even a woman. It could happen with a man or vice versa. Or the partner situation, any couple it could happen with. And it's just a matter of being willing to work it out if you can, right? If you can work it out. If somebody just says, I don't want to be with a skinny mini, and you're a skinny mini now, it's nothing you could do. If somebody says, I don't want to be with somebody overweight, and you're still overweight, and you're not willing to change, right? Because you're not ready, then it's just, what are you going to do? You're going to have to kind of to probably move on, because that's a situation where you've probably outgrown each other in different ways. All right. So what about this scenario? Oh, how about this? You no longer feel comfortable eating the same foods at family gatherings. Have you changed? Has your family changed, or have you both changed? So you no longer feel comfortable eating at family gatherings. And how can you get around that? Like, well, how are we handling these family gatherings? What are some of the things you're doing to you know, fit in there, right? Because if a lot of these family gatherings are having like barbecue ribs, barbecue chicken, fried chicken, they might be having, full fat hamburgers. They might be having hot dogs. They might be having like macaroni and cheese, macaroni salad, potato salad, coleslaw, baked beans, cakes, cookies, so what are you doing? What are we doing to handle these family? And I'm sure a lot of people have had some sort of barbecue, birthday, some kind of, it's not your birthday, because we know on your birthday you might give yourself some grace with that. But how are you handling these family events? What are you doing when you get there? Are you taking your own dish? Are you eating their food? Are you just saying no to their food? And I know, to me and my family and a lot of the my friends' family that I go to, when you turn down food in some people's houses, that's like a no. They get offended. So I think taking your own food is a great strategy, or taking your own snacks. Like Pam said, she's in the hospital now. She took her protein shakes. She came prepped with her healthy snacks. And so I think you have to get used to probably doing that if you're going to be in a situation like that. Let's see. What are you guys saying? Mm, let's see. I'm sorry. I got to find where I left off. Okay. Uh, so she says, oh, I read that when Mel said, okay. I read that. Okay, I lost my place. Okay, so Mel is saying changed, changed. We got to change. I'm a homebody. I'm almost 54, so I really don't care. We're both 53. I love that. It takes a lot to bother me at this point in my life. Yes, yes, yes. I love that. I love that for you. Okay, so you changed. Okay. I've changed, but I'm gonna see what they serve. You're just not gonna eat as much as you used to. Now that reminds me of something Gen F on here would do. Like she would still eat the same thing, but she just wouldn't eat as much. That's a great strategy too. I just go and eat and the things that I can. So also I'll make some stuff just because I know that they don't want the traditional stuff. Okay. All right. Some also make stuff just for me. Oh, they make stuff just for you because you don't want the traditional stuff. So yeah, so I mean, guys, I'm excited about this group because some of you were with me last Thanksgiving. So we'll be together this Thanksgiving. We go, what are we gonna do? How are we gonna handle that? And I would love to know, Teddy, how do you handle Thanksgiving being plant-based? Are you cooking special dishes? Are you only eating the sides? Like, I just want to know. Usually I cook for Thanksgiving, and last year I cooked the whole shebang, and I even did a good job in losing around Thanksgiving and Christmas. I really put the pedal to the metal. So I plan to do that again this year to like take it up a notch almost, I should say. So that's pretty cool. All right, what are you guys saying? Shay says, I still eat the food, but I don't overdo it. I know a limit. I still want to enjoy the food. I watch what I'm eating every other time. Yes, Dee Dee, you said it. Family gets so offended that me and my dad eat like a baby bird. Yes, yes. I know how they do it. So yeah, so Shay's another one who's still eating that food. So is Nicole, and so is Cookie. Okay. Um, I try not to make a thing out of it. We always have some healthier options, but not only that, but holidays don't happen every day. So a little bit of this and a little bit of that doesn't hurt, especially if it'll quiet the noise. I love that. Yes, give yourself grace, allow yourself. If there's mac and cheese, all bets are off. I'm having being on the GLP-1 allows me the ability to have once in a while. I love that without overindulging or making me fall off the rails. Yes, and Brenda, I say the difference between this journey for me and any previous weight loss journey is I could get back on track the next meal, right? I don't have to wait till Monday to do it. I could do it the next meal, and I think that that is great. Speaking of that, I was doing some meal prepping today. So that makes me think of that. Yes, Dee Dee, you said it. Family gets so offended. I read that. Okay. Oh, Jen says, yes, I'm eating whatever. Okay, I knew it, Jen. You're going to eat whatever you want to eat. I love that. And you've lost over 100 pounds doing it your way. Like Frank Sinatra says, I'm having it my way. I love that. Mac and cheese. Brenda, my daughter, she loves that mac and cheese. She'd be right there with you getting her serving. Brenda, and I'm the expert mac and cheese maker, so I make it for them. Yes. All right. Very good. All right. We got to get some of that mac and cheese. I usually say I'll have some later so they don't feel some kind of way. And of course, I don't have any later, or I have what I want to eat. Yes. And you are right. It's a lifestyle change. You said, I'm not giving up some food. Okay, very good. I love that. All right, so this will be another Be Continued because I got a lot more we didn't get to, but it's almost 2 hours in. So let's celebrate before we call it a Friday night. Just got paid. Did I just get paid? I don't think I just got paid. Just got paid Friday night. What are you guys celebrating? Anything, everything, something? You guys have been doing an awesome job on my community posts talking about your non-scale victory. So I love, love, love that. I appreciate that. And today was Feeling Yourself Friday. So if you didn't go put anything up there, I want you to do that. Let us know. But if you want to share it in the chat, you can share it in the chat, or if you're all celebrated out, that's okay too. I'm celebrating. I will start off by saying my non-scale victory is today. I didn't eat until maybe 2:00, and I'm calling that a non-scale victory because, my daughter had some oatmeal, and I love this oatmeal. It's from Trader Joe's. It has flax seeds in it. It's very good. I made the oatmeal. I cut up some strawberries, and she had that. It looked so good, but I had said to myself, I'm going to see how long I could go before I eat. And then, so once I ate, I didn't end up eating oatmeal. She asked for more, so I had to make her some more oatmeal. So, that's a non-scale victory for me because I'm trying to practice when I get into the habit of school. Excuse me, it's eating later. And I think my lunchtime has changed. I think I'm going to have a late lunch. So if I could do that at school, that would be great. But for some reason, I don't think I can. But I'm going to try to. All right. Linda, how are you? How are you? Hey, Miss Linda. She says, I try to focus and eat on on point for every day. So when there's a special occasion, I don't restrict myself. I'm vegan 99% of the time, so I'm limited anyway. I slip to the vegetarian once in a while for the pasta of it all. I love that. All right, very good. Very good. So that's a great strategy, eating right. And they say like 80-20, like 80% of your eating should be on point, and then you can have that little 20% for a special occasion. So you're already fitting into that. We're going to give you some confetti for that. I love that. All right, very good. All right, anybody else before we're out of here? I would just say, you guys, this was great. I think talking through these things, I think is the best way to just kind of work through them. You guys are experts, really, in your own, with your own experiences to share with us. It's super helpful. We really appreciate that. So I'm going to get out of here. I have something going on tomorrow, but if you're a member, I will see you tomorrow. If you're free at 7:30, we're going to have a members only live, but we're going to kind of be talking about the whole emotions of it all, mental health, emotional, anything you want to talk about. That's the topic. The topic can always change. So it's really based on what you guys feel, what you want to talk about. So if you want to hang out at 7:30, I will see you at 7:30 tomorrow. Otherwise, I will see everybody else out on Sunday for my weekly weigh-in at 2. I'm starting school here pretty soon. So, geez, Louise, I got my DEXA scan coming up in a couple weeks. So I got a lot going on. So I will see you guys on Sunday, if not tomorrow night. Have a good night. Stay safe. The people that shared, thank you for sharing. The people that gave a super chat, thank you for the super chats. And Mel, thank you for being a member for 6 months. I think that is awesome. We're going to celebrate that tomorrow night. And on that note, we're going to say thank you, Kim, everybody, Felicia, Cookie, Shay, everybody who's saying good night, Bellflower. Have a good night. Thank you. Bye.